everyone. Folks, do we have any fans of Hanky Panky in the audience today? Any I love you heads in the audience? If you like hugging, make some noise. Okay, and if you like kissing, I wanna hear you. All right. So if you clapped your hands, I am going to invite you to step out for the duration of my set. I don't do any of that raunchy bull crap, okay? I'm an athlete. I keep my body and my mind pure. I used to play baseball in high school, but I had to stop, and this is true, because I was hitting too many home runs, and all the congratulatory spanks I was receiving were smoothing my ass out like sea glass. Now I got a keister that looks like the floors at Costco. You can run your damn Heelys over that thing. I do 55 jumping jacks a day. My downstairs neighbor despises me, but what's he gonna do? Kick the ass of the guy who can do 55 jumping jacks? Buddy, I'm not stopping until my ex comes back. And joke's on you because she's never coming back. No matter how I try. I dated my college girlfriend for a while. I refer to the relationship as my ex's 6-year comedy intensive. And she calls it, well, who gives a shit what she calls it, right? I'm just kidding, that's mean. She calls it her 6-year comedy intensive. Yeah, we're friends, we're on good terms, but I do want to tell you about the worst thing I ever did in that relationship, maybe any relationship really, so I'm going to be vulnerable here, so you can't judge me, but the worst thing I ever did in that relationship was I got pretty mad at my ex for falling asleep during The Irishman. And it's taken me 4 years to come to terms with that. And I think it's brave for me to come here to Bushwick, New York, and say, yes, I yelled at a woman because she wasn't paying close enough attention to a 3.5-hour movie with no female characters. And I do want to clarify too, I say yelled, but it was more like, I was just really excited to talk about it with you. Which is worse, which is so much worse. Have you ever been having sex with somebody and halfway through you realize they're mad at you? You know what I mean? Like they're like, hey, can I try something? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, like that? This is what happens to naughty boys who aren't ready to meet my parents. She's stomping me like Robert De Niro in The Irishman. Doesn't even get the damn reference. At the end of it, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I stay over? I'm pretty sure you gave me a concussion. And I need someone to make sure I don't fall asleep tonight. Is this an anime room? Do we like anime in here? Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, anime is short for animated, and it basically means any cartoon. So like Minions, that's an anime. Shrek is another very popular anime. They famously used de-aging anime on none other than Robert De Niro in The Irishman. Yeah! Do you remember the kids in school that would run like Naruto? This, you know? Well, I do something similar these days where I fuck like Peter Griffin. That's where upon orgasm you declare that the experience was freaking sweet. The only thing I don't like about anime is how they sometimes sexualize the women. You know what I mean, right? Like I was watching this one the other day where I was just like, okay, did you really have to draw her that sexy? It's called Judge Judy, and it's the most realistic anime I have ever seen in my life. In fact, when I'm watching, I have to remind myself that what I'm seeing is not live action, and in fact, the work of a talented team of animators. So long as we're talking about anime, I got a question for you good people. If Scooby-Doo was a real guy, what's the first thing you're doing? That's right, you're riding him like a horse. You wouldn't even care that he could talk. He'd be like, Scooby-Dooby-Doo! And you'd be like, quiet, dog! Bring me my boots and spurs! Folks, if Scooby-Doo was a real guy, what's the second thing you're doing? That's right, you're pumping him full of steroids and you're racing him in the mystery machine. High stakes, too. Winner gets to eat the loser. And you hate to admit this, and to be clear, this is your opinion, not mine. But the upper hind legs on Scooby-Doo look like they would yield an incredible cut of meat. I'm talking $80 a pound with exquisite marbling. Now that's what I call a Scooby snack. Sorry if I'm being a little weird. I recently got the surgery from Eternal Sunshine to erase Marge Simpson from my brain. Pretty bad permanent effects. But I do think it's time for the razzle-dazzle portion of my show. Do you agree? Yeah, thank you very much. Wait, Sasha, before you go, Sasha, can you tell everybody, what does this say right here?
King USA.
Just king, baby, and that's what I am. So, I know we're in New York City, but sometimes when I'm walking around these streets, and I feel the rhythm in my soul, well, I swear I'm back in my hometown of Narlands, Louisiana. Dog Dave, do you know when the Saints come marching in? Well, try and keep up. I can smell the crawfish boiling now. Waiter, another round of po' boys for the table. That's what we call sandwiches down there. I do want to clarify that the jazz man is less of a character that I play, and more of a malicious entity that enters my body and forces me to play the trombone. Yeah! So we all know trombone, second funniest instrument behind only the tuba. And the funniest noise that the trombone can make is the womp 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 wah sound effect. So who here wants to hear me blow this bone and make the wah 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 sound effect? You're gonna have to do a little better than that. Alright, so I do have some bad news. You need a mute to produce that effect, and I have no mute. But I'll tell you what I do have. An understanding of how to play the White Stripes classic hit, Seven Nation Army. Okay, so I played this trombone between 5th and 7th grade, and I learned how to play a lot of the very famous Hollywood movie themes. So if anybody has a favorite Hollywood movie theme, if you shout it out, I probably do know how to play it.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, that's a great one, great film, even better score. I, however, am unfamiliar with how to play it, but I'll tell you what I can play. the 2003 Stadium Rock Classic, Seven Nation Army. I do actually know how to play Jurassic Park, so I'm going to play that and then I'll get the fuck off the stage. So okay, here it is. Jurassic Park by John Williams. All right, here we go. All right, thank you very much, everybody.